So I made this numbering system for aesthetics, and so that it would be a little easier for me to track my documents for scripts for these videos. And I can't believe I made it to 0100, or my 100th video on YouTube. Thank you so much for all the love from the 3 series that I cover: Tower of God, Purple Hyacinth, and Rebirth. For anyone that is asking, no, I won't be covering any other series weekly, but I do have some collabs and some manga, since I only talk about webtoons thus far. For the future, I'm kind of making this video on a whim, so I guess I'll talk about what got me started here on YouTube, some of my workflow, and my future plans for the channel. Thank you so much for all the subs. We're getting really close to 200, and man, I got a lot since I wrote this script. So about 8 from what I'm checking. 8 subs away from 200. Thank you. Now, let's begin. So I started a podcast for Tower of God initially on Anchor, which is a free podcast streaming / hosting service, in around May of 2019. Teching 101, the cringe god himself, put up a video around that time about what got him started on YouTube, and I looked around and I haven't really found that video because he posts daily and it's been about a year, so I couldn't find the video, but he did make a video at some point around that time. And I looked around on YouTube and not too many people were talking about webtoons all that much, and podcasts were kind of a big phase for me at that time. I don't think I've listened to a podcast in a hot minute though. I looked on YouTube for Tower of God content creators and there was a good bit, but most of what I saw was just people reading the chapter on camera, which I don't and still don't understand what the appeal is there. Like, can't you just read the chapter yourself? But that's besides the point. I religiously watch One Piece analysis videos from Teching 101 and Joy Boy reviews, and now I've been watching a lot of Mr. Morg, and that's the kind of format that I'm associated with for manga / webtoon analysis. So that's the main reason you don't see me doing like live reviews or putting up panels from the webtoon, because I mean, you can go take a look at it yourself from the source. Go give the author some love. Also, panels are technically copyrighted material, and I don't want to get my channel banned or copyright stricken in the odd chance that Webtoons decides to all of a sudden enforce their digital download / content distribution on YouTube / social media, like they did, like some companies and publishers have done for manga on YouTube. So similar to Joe Boy reviews, I have a static image because, you know, I'm not really that good at video editing, or I haven't really photoshopped ever in my life, and it's just me talking for a couple minutes about the chapter for the week. Now, for recording at the time in May 2019, I didn't really have a mic, so I used my PlayStation gaming headset. I think it's the Turtle Beach that Costco had at the time. You know, I gotta keep the cost low. That wasn't really that funny. I would talk into the mic on my headset, and boy was it hard to sound natural. I had to FaceTime my editor at the time just to make it seem somewhat natural, so I was talking to someone. Had a few minimal edits, trying to get rid of as many ums as I could, and I just uploaded it to Anchor. Now, what I did like about Anchor is that it would do everything for you. The only downside is that, well, technically you don't actually own any of your own content, which I thought sucked. So by August 2019, I switched over to an actual podcast hosting service called Lip-Sync. For the service I got, I think it was 50 megabytes for 1 month's worth of storage for about $5 a month, which didn't seem too bad. I made the excuse that my content was at least worth that much. I also rebranded the podcast name to Tower of Pod. Shoutouts to my editor, Young Obesity, for that name. It's pretty dope. It's funny. This is also around the time that I put up my first YouTube video. I think it was August 2nd, 2019, because I could just slap on a image that my designer made for me and use the same audio that I use for the podcast. Now, YouTube is special because there's always the chance that your next video can blow up because of the algorithm. So I decided to shoot my shot. I posted chapter reviews pretty infrequently for the rest of 2019 for Tower of God, and in retrospect, I wish I did it weekly, because I kind of predicted some twists that we got in the cage arc that would have been hyped to cover. Also, this would have gotten me to improve my pretty uncomfortableness of speaking into a headset by myself. For Christmas, my designer got me an actual mic. This is this USB microphone from Amazon called Fifine or something. I think it's roughly like $50, and boy did my voice sound so much sexier with the condenser. It's the same one I'm using right now. I got rid of that headset. JK, I still use the headset when I play on the PlayStation. I'm gonna plug in my Twitch. I might do a Ghost of Tsushima playthrough on Friday, July 17th when it releases. Follow me if you wanna see me like beat up some Mongols. Now, for the actual workflow for videos here on YouTube, So I use Audacity on my MacBook Air 2015 and the USB microphone to record. I generally have a script which has a ton of grammatical and syntax errors, but I'm not a strong writer. I just, use the script so that I don't get on tangents and say a lot of ums. Actually, for the last 3 chapter reviews for Tower of God, I think that's chapters 483, 484, and 485, I went scriptless, which is something I tried back in October of 2019 and failed miserably. So I think that I can do scriptless if I want to now that I'm more comfortable. But the disadvantage is that with a script I usually find the exact chapter that I'm referring to for foreshadowing or connections or whatnot, and I can't do that. I don't have the specific chapter content memorized for any of the series. That's a ton of scrolling whenever I need to find something. So I use the software on my iPad Pro, which is a Gen 2. I have a Gen 1 Apple Pencil. The app is called LumaFusion, who my guy on YouTube, Henny the Business, who makes his beats/soundtracks only using the iPad to edit for his YouTube channel, and his production quality is amazing, so I decided to give LumaFusion a try. I also picked up Procreate on the iPad to try to learn how to draw for my New Year's resolution for 2020, because that's what my designer uses when he makes the artwork. I still suck at drawing. Here's an old picture or old drawing of mine. I have not touched drawing in a while. I want to get some more experience, so I'll start drawing again at some point. Now using Google Drive, I upload my edited audio file from my laptop to my iPad and do some sound volume adjustment on LumaFusion, add some non-copyrighted music for the background. At first I had the soundtrack which got a lot of jazz, but I've been using this one, the one that's playing in the background, for a long time now. And I found more copyright-free music for Stream Beats by Harris Heller, which I think I'll start using to change up the background music. I love some simple piano playing in the back, but I haven't, to be honest, I haven't looked, but I haven't found any copyright-free piano music that I can use. LumaFusion lets me upload directly to YouTube, and then I make it public by putting a title, tags, etc. And then you guys get to see that content. So the goal for this channel was eventually to make an anime for Tower of God, in 10 years or something. This is obviously before the anime announcement happened and the first season premiered and aired in April of 2020. But what got me to record consistently was actually my designer's gift of that mic made me feel more professional, and the free coins promo for Tower of God at the end of December of 2019, where if you had read 100 chapters on your mobile Webtoons app, I know some people just scrolled because you didn't actually have to read, you just had to clear 100 chapters, you would get I think enough coins for one FastPass chapter. I thought this was a perfect opportunity to make a video, so I made the Why You Should Be Reading Tower of God video. I think it did really well over time. I think it's gotten to about 600 views since it's been published, which is amazing. From that video, I've released at least once a week chapter reviews for Tower of God, from chapter 460 or season 3 episode 43 to chapter 485 or season 3 episode 68. So about 26 chapters, which I'm really proud of. I honestly didn't think I could do it consistently for so long. Around February of 2020, we got the announcement for the Tower of God anime, and to be honest, I was both happy and sad. Happy that a webtoon finally got an anime. Sad that I wasn't a part of it. And well, it's a little petty, but I mean, thinking about the anime after this season, it was alright and rushed. I had made a video about how to, be a little unique in the anime release because it has the chance to be unique because it's the first webtoon to have a season. So my video was about doing an 18 episode season 1 to be a little more unorthodox and dropping multiple episodes at once like Vinland Saga had done for its anime season in summer of 2019. But that's besides the point. Because we had the announcement, right, there was an opportunity for more webtoons to be animated, which is a crazy thing. Because before this, it would just be like, well, dang, you're not anime? Or you're not manga? No animation for you. So, end of February, Purple Hyacinth, a series that I've been following since about chapter 10 to 11. JK, I take it back. I found the comment that I made when I caught up. So apparently I caught up chapter 14, and I'd been enjoying this series a lot, and the only reason I heard about the series was through Instagram, and the artwork looked great. So chapter 40 dropped I think February 10th 2020, and then I fast passed immediately up to 3, which was a dummy lit chapter. I had to talk about it to someone, and I hadn't had Discord or Band or hadn't really used Reddit that much. So I made a video why you should be reading Purple Hyacinth, because, well, the way Soph and F used everything about the medium of webtoons to their advantage was amazing. And then I put out a chapter 43 review video, which did really well considering I started putting up my old Anchor podcast recordings around that time to YouTube, just so that they were cataloged somewhere, since I hadn't re-uploaded the old Anchor podcast episodes to the new podcast for Tower of God. That definitely lost a good bit of subs, but you know, it's whatever. Around this time, I also fast passed for Tower of God, and I had fun making videos for both these series, and eventually decided, instead of just uploading it when the fast pass became public for everyone, I would upload 3 weeks in advance for FastPass users to have some discussion started, and then that would be enough for the algorithm for YouTube to kind of suggest these videos for the public or non-FastPass users. And I only did this because of the band discussions I had with the Purple Hyacinth readers. Longskew? I don't even know how to pronounce your username. I'm so sorry. In my head, I just call you Lon. But her essays on Purple Hyacinth are fantastic and thought-provoking. That got me way more inspired to look more deeper in both my Tower of God and Purple Hyacinth reviews. I try to read her essays after I make my videos, so I don't just regurgitate someone else's ideas. Now, Rebirth is the third series that I picked up on. It was on break between season 1 and season 2, and by the time season 2 started premiering, which was in March of 2020, around my birthday, actually it premiered on my birthday, and I love time-related series, I love zombie-related series, and Rebirth is a perfect blending between these two, so I said, right, I'll start reviewing Rebirth as well. I haven't released FastPass videos on YouTube when FastPass is live, because I think my audience for Rebirth is pretty small. So if the audience gets bigger and there's more demand, I think I will release the FastPass videos sooner. And then during that time, with the anime rolling for Tower of God, I made a bunch of cut content, and it's been a consistent form of long-term discussions that take up, 10 plus minutes to talk about from April to June of 2020, where I put up a lot of screenshots from the anime to add some more visuals to my videos. Before April, it was just, static images that turned some people away, but hey, they're lost. So, some future plans. I already started with some tier lists where I showed off my beautiful face. It was actually really hard to record staring at the camera because I couldn't look at my script and then I would go off script. So, once I feel more comfortable talking on camera, I'll have more of my face in these videos. I think that'll take a lot more practice for me though. I want to get a little better with visuals and production quality that I've been experimenting with the premiere of season 2 of Purple Hyacinth, so I'll see where that goes. I want to do a ton, and I mean a ton of Tower of God content, but I don't want to make videos that are in isolation, like just talking about one arc in season 1, because it's just summarizing the arc and you can read the wiki. Ideally, I want to be a supplement to the wiki / the series itself. So to do that, I gotta reread all 485 chapters, which I will do at some point on Twitch, plugging in my Twitch again, so come follow me. But man, Purple Hyacinth is popping off right now, so I gotta give it some love. Also, I made a my anime list for manga and anime, and I've been expanding my palette and ranking / rating the series that I've consumed against one another, and it's been fun and challenging. Because of my anime list, I want to do more of why you should be reading videos for manga in general. Some of the ones I really want to talk about are Actage, Chainsaw Man, Maskel, and Spy X Family. And I've been buying tons of physical copies of manga, which has been really cool to see on paper. I hope the Tower of God one actually gets an English translation at some point, and I'd buy the heck out of Purple Hyacinth and Rebirth physical volumes. Make it a norm for webtoons to exist in print. I have some collabs in progress to push some new series for my audience. Thank you so much for each of my 192 subscribers as we continue to grow as a community. Dang, this video was a lot longer than I expected, but hopefully you got to learn a little bit more about me. I'm excited to see where I'll be 200 videos from now. Twitter has been where I've been spending most of my time debating anime / manga and creating threads to push that webtoon agenda. So follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Shout out to my designer. You can find his work on Instagram at jatinv_photography. Shout out to my editor. You can find him on Twitter at youngobesity. See you all next time.